All right, our friend is sick. Slavery, dead Jews. The guy from out of town is the one that dropped the beer bottle on the ground. He's like, fuck you guys. One of my favorite things to watch is DK getting deep. Like him sitting on the stool like Mr. Rogers. Like, okay, kids, I'm gonna tell you something. Like he just needed to come up and just like do that thing. It's like, let me tell you something. And then he calls Jason's wife a cackling bitch. Like, there's nothing more fitting than that, because that is Jason's set every time. Like, anytime he tries to do anything, it just goes off the rails. It has nothing to do with magic. And that was why he came. Like, he said, I want to help, I want to work on my banter. And when I first met him, I was like, that dude's a cop. There's no way that guy's not a cop. Or a tenured professor. Because if you haven't met him before, he's got glasses. That doesn't mean professor, but still, he's got glasses. He wears a blazer, a tie, Nikes. That says tenure right there. First time he goes up, Olivia's like, we have a magician. And the first thing he does, he goes, I'm going to make all the laughter disappear. Ta-da. And I was like, what a beautiful man. But the greatest part about him is like whenever he would try to do something planned, and it would always go off the rails. Like one of the best things that I saw was, learning about the light. So if you guys don't know about comedians, we're basically run by a light. Like it's the most, we're basically dogs. It's for like, oh, light, all right, 1 minute, get off the stage. Like, that's what we learn. Not Jason. Every joke that he does is like, or every trick, illusion, takes like 10 minutes. And so whoever's like hosting that night's like, Dad! He said, one more, I got it, come on, man. He headlines every single show. There was another night, he wanted to put a twist on the rabbit in the hat, but he brought a stuffed beaver, and I was supposed to be a plant in the audience and like help him out, but I wasn't in the room when he did it, so he had a hat with a toy beaver in it, and he was just like, but he tried to explain it, and that's what like made me laugh. He was like, Grant was supposed to say, nice beaver, and I was gonna be like, thanks, I just had it stuffed. It was amazing. It was the best illusion I've ever seen. But like whenever he reacts, or like whenever he tries to talk to someone that he forces to volunteer, he's like, you come here. I need a come here. Good, I'm glad you didn't move. So he picks this girl, and she was Vietnamese, and he asked the ballsiest question I've ever asked. He's like, are you Vietnamese? And he's like, yeah. She's like, is your name Charlie? He's like, actually my name is Charlie. I was crying laughing. That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And the only reaction he got out of that was like, so yeah, I talked to him today. The only thing he wanted us to do was come out, have a great time, show some love. You guys are here. He loves this place. He loves comedy. He loves doing what he does. And again, thank you for being here and opening your hearts. So now I'm going to go into my set, which is going to be so much worse than what you just heard. No, I'm glad to be back here. But no matter what we do, like in Florida, we're always working on a perpetual state of being moist. I love that word. Because like everyone has a friend that's just like, don't like that word, no. Guys, I think I found a word that's actually worse than that one. And that word is creamy. Oh my god, creamy is so much worse than moist could ever be. Because it's like got some substance to it, Like if you had something creamy in your hand and you threw it against the wall, it would splatter. Like if Tony Burkett, your host, handed me the mic and it was moist, I'd be like, duh, gross, man. But he handed it to me and it was creamy and warm. I could lock him in here, burn down the building, and no jury would convict me. Like the arresting officer would be like, what kind of mic was it? I was like, it was creamy. All right, let's go, boys. Dude, add that thing to anything that you love. Like, add it to my sister's favorite show growing up. I Cream of Genie. No. It's gonna ruin it for some Disney fans. Creamboat Willie. That's it. I think that's my favorite, actually. But again, one of those classics. The Field of Creams. Because if you build it, they will come. Ew. Yeah, my parents actually came to this one tonight, so this one. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Your boy's growing up. Here's my favorite noise in the world. Ooh. That makes anything you just said instantly the worst thing you could ever say. It automatically makes it like a that's what she said joke. It's like, how'd your set go? Hot and long, man. How'd your exam go? Hardest thing I've ever taken. Maybe add a little ooh at the end of it. I don't do drugs anymore. Tonight, I'm out and I'm broke. No, I can't do big boy drugs because I know I would end up getting tased. There's no way. But I got a buddy that loves to do LSD, and I asked him about it, and his name's Dan. I was like, Dan, why do you do LSD? He was like, you know what, for once in my life, I actually feel like I'm connected with something. I actually feel like I'm part of the universe. And I was like, that sounds terrifying. Like, that's the biggest thing that we as human beings know about, and it will kill you. Like, if you go into outer space, take off your helmet, it'll suck your eyeballs out. Like, that's the type of thing that we're dealing with. I was like, Dan, if I wanted to bond with something cold, vacuous, and infinitely expanding, I'd call your mom. Oh my God! That is the greatest zing. I was like, dude, Zingtown population you, bro. All right, let's get back to jokes. This isn't rocket science. I'm sorry, that's a stupid joke. I love being back in Pensacola because you guys have Pensacola rocks. Way to put your stamp on the country. If you guys don't know what that is yet, lonely people will decorate rocks, then they will hide them, like Pokemon, only sadder. And on the other side, they'll write something motivational, like, you rock! Get it? Because it's a rock and... Yeah. Or like, I'm lonely, help. No, but I was like, I want to make a Pensacola rock. People I know need motivation, so I started making my own, leaving them near train trestles, high rises, helping people get through it. Like, do it! And I dare you. Carpe cement, baby! If they need more motivation, I just throw one at them. That means that was a punchline, but it wasn't very good. Now, being back in Pensacola is great, because of course, I always check the Pensacola thread, and there's a monument thing that they're like, no, take it down, no, leave it up, no. I got a solution. Make them all out of clay. You can do whatever the fuck you want, whenever the fuck you want. Dude, it's gonna be amazing. You could change it whenever somebody does something stupid. All right, here you go. Morning, Robert E. Lee. Noon, Tommy Lee Jones. Midnight, it's gonna be a dick. Every time. If there's a high school or a college nearby, it's gonna be a dick. So all I gotta do is just find one of those artists to change it back and start it all over again. Boom, there you go. Okay, I love that idea. Fuck you guys. God. No, sorry, Dad. I'm celebrating an anniversary one, it's my second year I finished my second year of comedy, and it's also the 1-year anniversary of hearing my dad say the N-word. Oh yeah, it was awesome. Like, he stuck that hard R and everything. Oh my God. Like, here's what happened. Out of context, horrible. In context, what was going on is I was walking down the stairs and I heard it and I was like, oh God. But what happened was he had rented straight out of Compton. So there was a 65-year-old man explaining to a 67-year-old woman what NWA stood for. And so I was like, do I hit him? Because that's what we do, right? We hit him, right? Yeah, okay. But he wasn't being malicious about it, so instead I just rolled up a newspaper and I was like, no! Bad dad! No N-word, it's not the 60s. And it worked. He hasn't said it since, and he quit peeing on the carpet. Thank you. I think that's an applause break, right? Like one person is slapping the knee. I'll take it. Thank you. Thank you. I wish for some weird things. Like, this isn't really a wish. I just hope it happens. Like, I just want to hang out with Owen Wilson, and I just want him to say wow every time I do something mildly interesting. Like if I flip my pen, catch it, and like sign my signature. Wow. check my bank statement. I actually have money in it. Wow. Somebody laughs at my joke. Wow. No, actually, if you had a wish from a genie, sorry, you only get one. What would you wish for?
Not to have leukemia.
You cackling bitch. I hope that was Stephanie. Okay, thank you. Your husband is so lucky. So lucky. All right, that makes sense. That's a good wish right there. Here's what I want. I want the Christopher Nolan alert. If you don't know what that is when, if you haven't seen it, ever since the movie Inception, anytime Christopher Nolan wants to let you know something's about to happen, they make this like really loud, weird foghorn noise. It just goes, brrrr. So it's like, oh, pay attention. Got it. So that's what I need in my life. Like before I do something really stupid, I just need that thing to come out of nowhere, so I just stop. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, we all have that one ex that we just want to forget. Like, when I met my ex, but hey, what's your name? Brittany? Bye. Or like my brother calls, asks for money. Hey dude, can I borrow $20? Click. Wake up in the morning, guess not. 500 on red, black. Got it. Awesome. I think I have one more. No. Oh God. I don't know if you guys could tell. I am single. Shocker. Next up, alright? This is the greatest crowd I've ever been in front of. What's it with? No, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard. Okay, so I don't know if you knew this, but the dating game's changed a little bit. There's an epidemic for the ladies right now, and that thing is called dick pics. The biggest example I can give you is right now, I saw an article that there's a dude on the subway. If you have an iPhone and you don't know what your settings are, he will airdrop penis pictures into your phone if you accept it. I was like, I've been doing that at the stoplights for like 3 years. Way to catch up. No, I'm just kidding. it's like a cat call, you know? It's like, when has that ever worked? Like, when has a dude ever sent a dick pic and the